We're here. We're back.
Hello. Good evening. Good evening, if anyone is here. Let's just turn our music down a little bit.
Is there anybody out there?
We're playing with new toys. Well, not really new toys. Tiffany's just learning. Tiffany's just learning for the first time. Oops.
Hey, Tomas.
Hello, Tomas. Hey, Mel.
Hey, Mel.
Guys. How are you guys doing?
Is there anybody out there?
Hi, Tony.
Hi, Dawn.
I was just super hot.
Hi, Mischief. Hi, Mischief.
Hi, Mischief. I cannot believe that you are up. Oh, you guys, you know what? I do have a question. Is it fall forward? We fall forward or fall back? I get confused.
Spring ahead, fall behind.
Okay.
It's hard, but good. How are you two? We're doing okay. We just hanging in there. We came to chitty chatty.
Yay! I'm so glad that you made it, Mischief. I was actually thinking today when I made this stream that I was thinking, I'm like, oh, it's going to be like 3 o'clock in the morning for some of you guys, which stinks, but we set it for this time. Although I've been talking about trying to do a different one.
So we actually gain an hour
of sleep. Yeah. You know, I was watching this thing on the news this week about how it does mess with your body scientifically. They scientifically have said that it screws with your body.
Who gets the dark early depression? Who gets that? I know I do.
Oh, the seasonal affective disorder?
Yes, I can't stand the darkness at 4:30. It really is depressing.
Yeah, it is, and I think it's starting early this year. I've already talked to a couple of people about it. Mischief says it's autumn here. Last Sunday we gained an hour. That is the official end of the summer and into the fall. I know you guys changed before us too. I just learned that.
Which is interesting.
It is. It's all interesting, and it is weird, and it does throw off our system. It's all about. I took some notes the other day. I don't really remember, but it has something to do with the circadian rhythms that like fuck us up, you know, and make us all feel like crap and all that good jazz. Tomas.
You know, when it gets so dark so early, it gets so desolate, it gets so quiet. I'm used to hearing noise and people and kids, you know, running, playing and stuff like it just gets so like nothing, and it is depressing.
It is depressing. It does get depressing. It gets, you know, I mean, I don't go out clearly as much as I used to, right? Hey! Good to see you, honey. Thanks for popping in. So cool. We're talking about who gets seasonal affective disorder. Dawn says already. She's over the silence. It's nice to hear life going on.
Yes.
especially when you don't get out much, right? It's nice to hear like the kids go by or people about or anything.
And you get so familiarized with all those sounds. I mean, like, when the gate is slamming, when you actually know whose kids they are, like who's out there, you don't even have to look and and when you don't hear anything anymore, it's like you kind of lose your own direction.
Oh, okay. Dawn said, no, I love the silence. And some people do. I think it does, like, there's a couple of different things, because I stay inside my own world for the majority of time, right?
Me too. Yeah.
On a whole, I don't always go even out of the house on a day. I haven't gone out of the house in a few days now. And so I don't know really what is going on outside necessarily, but it's almost like I make now, and I don't know if it's like a depression kind of response for me. Like, I know I like my lights set to a certain color. I know I like this set, like my TV set just so. Like and I know you do the same, create your own noise or your own silence in your environment.
Oh, Tiffany, it sounds like OCD to me.
The diagnosis, and it probably, I mean, in truth, like we've talked about before, people with like chronic illnesses or different things that
I think we all have our own sets of OCD. OCD is not always about cleanliness and the house has to be perfect. It's
well, now what are you saying?
It's all different things.
No, she's saying no. Yeah.
Telling you my house is filthy, okay?
Yeah.
No.
No, that's not depression, darn. That's not depression. But I'm saying, like, for me to just work on my own, like, depressors, I guess. Thank you.
Well, that is what is depressing. The new year is coming up, and like we have had so many expectations throughout the year. We're going to do this and we're going to do that. But then the new year comes and it turns out we didn't do any of the things we said we were going to do. That's depressing. Then you got to start all over again.
What other should? Yeah, you're right, Dawn. That's preference, and that is true. I think that my preferences help me to feel. I think that my environment, like Tifflandia, is how I'm feeling at the day. If I'm feeling like a slow day, I'm like with the lights down. If I'm ready, like I want to feel some energy.
I think that everything makes you feel grounded.
Oh, well, let's talk about me.
Excuse me?
I said, yeah, let's talk about me. Hey, Joni. Hi, honey.
Hey, Joni. How are you tonight?
You're here. Jiminy Christmas. I'm so happy you're here. I wasn't sure what your work schedule would be. Let's see. Mischief says, okay, this is why I have 2 screens.
I live in the dark for a lot time in New England because I'm an insomniac. I snuggle down and hibernate because I'm agoraphobic. Result. Yes, so am I.
I think that is part of the thing, is just maybe that's what it is, because of that side of agoraphobia that kind of hangs with me through my life. That I think you're right, that things do make me feel grounded depending on my mood and things like that. Like,
thank you.
You're welcome. You're right, Doreen. You're right. She's so cute. I know, Joni. Well, I saw that your change your. Sorry, I'm talking to the. I forget I gotta pull it up. Her schedule changes next week. And so I know she's gonna not be able to do late lives on her channel, she was saying. And while we're speaking of it, see, I always forget this, but I'm going to check out Joni Cummings' channel, right? At Joni Cummings 3465.
I saw Joni earlier. I don't know if it was a live from today. I put a like on it, but I did see I liked her black sexy shirt.
And there is Joni's email, jonicummings@yahoo.com or jonicummings123457@gmail.com. So go check her out, guys. I know most of you guys right now are probably sub to her, but if you're not, go sub to her. And I remember Joni. I always forget, to put people in. I forget that I have that ability to put those little comments up in there. Oh my goodness. This is so nice, you guys.
Hey, Meg. Surprise, surprise.
Hello, Meg. Which we do have a giveaway tonight. Oh, right quick. We do have a giveaway tonight. And it is from Mommy's Hobbies. So, you want me to show what it is?
And gonna be good. Gonna be good.
There's a couple of them, actually. We could have two.
Yeah, I do have to force myself to go out. Same with my brother. So we push each other to leave my cave. Yeah, I get it. At least you have somebody to push you, Tomas. That's right there. I mean, I have to get on with Tiffany, and Tiffany has to push me, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, that is true. We'll call each other and be like,
Yeah.
Hi, how are you? What you been doing?
How you doing? How you doing?
No, Dawn, that is not normal. You should have gotten it by now. You should have long have gotten it. We will figure that out. I might just have to mail you something different if you haven't gotten it.
Well, you know how the mail could be sometimes.
Yeah, but that's really crazy because Meg has sent me something since I've sent Dawn something. And I got that and Dawn hasn't got it.
Well, they're taking a look. They're checking it twice.
Oh, no. No. But I have all the stuff. So, not the stuff I sent you, but I do have all my stuff here. So I'll send you something else, Dawn. That's shit. And then if you get the other package, double winning. Double whammy. And if I get it back, we'll send it again. There's some reason, but I don't know why you haven't got it. Let's see. There's a couple things that I want to say. Meg says I'm here-ish. Meg, are you crafting-ish? Oh, we already saw that. Sorry, my bad. Do you guys like this music in the background?
Is it dark?
Sorry.
It is dark, wet, and cold, so I have a great excuse. I love the snow for the same reason. We are real high up, and we get snow. Ooh.
Yeah, so that gives her a reason to be all cuddled up, but that's the best time.
Yeah.
To be all cuddled up and cozy and watching movies and cooking. I know she made some soup, and ask Doreen about the soup.
I love soup. Soup or stoop?
Well, you like both, but talking about soup.
Soup, yeah. Love soup.
Huge difference than when he was alone in Miami. It's good to have people help you push yourself in reasons. I mean, you guys, if I didn't have reasons to go out, I wouldn't. I mean, if I didn't, although I love to go see my little grandbaby, but other than that,
My only reason to go out is a doctor's office. And other than that, I really don't have a reason.
Let's see. Do you guys yeah. Oh. She says, Mischief says, I force myself a lot, but it helps out that push. My hubby's exhausted of the nose. And yeah, I know mine gets
I was just gonna say I know somebody else that's in the same situation.
Yeah, it just gets tired of the nose. But also sometimes the nose have to be legit. My gut is thinking my veggie soup. It's still going to. She made a huge batch of soup, and I love that. Especially this time of year. Isn't it nice to just have soup cooking in the house?
If I made a huge batch of soup, that soup would be getting eaten every day, more than once a day too. I just love soup. I love it.
Yeah. Doreen is always coming up with ideas for soup, and you really opened my mind to making soup. I probably have made more soup since I've known you than I ever have, in all honesty. But I do enjoy it. And today was actually a chili day.
Nice.
Yeah, Brian made chili today. It smelled good, and it was just there all day. He's been eating it a little bit all day. It's nice. I had some earlier. Jenny said, how was the wedding, Tim? You guys, I have to say that it was such a beautiful wedding, and I just cried the whole time. I just kept crying. And my niece finally found the person that she loves and wants to spend the rest of her life with. And it is amazing to have watched her grow and become who she is, and embrace who she is. And it was a same-sex marriage. Most beautiful little ceremony, I think. And I just kept crying because it was just, I was so happy to see her being happy. I've watched her from her first day on Earth. You know what I mean? I remember me and her dad were talking about looking at her when she was born. She was a preemie. She was just this teeny tiny thing. And then watching her age and grow and discover who she is, and being okay with that. And, Aunt Gigi loves her regardless and always has. And I'm just so thankful for the amount of support that they had, and it's a beautiful wedding. I just loved it. And I love it when people, what always gets me too, is the other thing that always gets me going, when people write their own vows and exchange vows.
Yeah.
They're just pouring their sweethearts out to each other, and I'm just like, I can't handle it. I just can't handle it. But I do love. You guys know that. Ooh, Joni says she likes the music. I thought I would play with it a little bit, see if you guys liked it, if it's low enough, and give a little vibe. Yeah.
Come on, everybody. Sway.
Now,
Sway.
yeah.
Sway.
Yeah.
Feel the music. Sway. Sway.
Dore and I are not in rhythm. I'm such a white boy dancing. I eat soup. See, Dawn eats soup like you do. Good. It's good for you. It
Yeah.
is good for you.
Delicious. Love it. You know, I'll take something that I've cooked, a dish of some, you know, a dish of something like my stewed steak or something, and when it's done, when everybody's had their fill of it and stuff, and I have leftover that steak and that juice, or that whatever like sauce that I've made to go with that it's in, that'll turn into soup.
Oh yeah, then she'll add veggies.
Then
to
it gets veggies, and it gets
Yeah.
stewed tomatoes in it, and it gets like the whole chicken broth and all this stuff, and yeah, rice, leftover rice, the rice.
That's the way to do it. Mel said, loaded potato soup. Now, I have used Mel's recipe for loaded baked potato soup. And it is delicious, and my husband loved it. But I'm going to tell you guys all, it is not low carb in any way, shape, or low fat, low carb, no nothing. It's just full deliciousness. Like, it's got all of the flavors that are good. But that's another good one. Yeah, Dawn says, yum potatoes. Let's see. Really was a beautiful day, at least based off of all the pics that I saw. Yeah, the wedding. And it was nice, and like some of it was outside, so it was just the right temperature to be outside, and then inside was good. It was perfect. It was a nice little spot. Had a good time. Thank you for asking very much, Joni. How are you doing, sweetheart? Oh, no, how you guys are doing, what you're up to, all those good things. It's relaxing. That loaded baked potato soup, man, it will put a, it will definitely put you to sleep. But the music is relaxing so much.
I have to put myself in this position.
In his position.
Oh, okay. He had a woman who was once a singer in a band, full of fun and drinking a lot, to a mature woman who is sober and won't go out without a fight. Not always.
Well, you know what? That's the thing. We change over time, right? I mean, when you're married to somebody, you're in like a lifelong, long haul relationship, we do change over time. And, but also we have to remember he could also have changed over time. I mean, one thing I try to remember is roles could be reversed, right? Like it could be me that's working full time and Bri that's home, right? And so then I try to think about that too and flip my mind around to think, how would I feel? And so sometimes that does turn my nose, no, I'm not going anywhere, into, yeah, here I come. Right?
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Dawn. Actually, it really didn't do nothing much with it.
It just wakes up beautiful. Oh,
I'm
look.
about to eat. What are you going to eat, Joni?
Yeah, what are you eating? Tomas is eating cornflakes, no milk. Hey, witness.
Hey, how are you?
Does anybody else eat cereal as a snack? I am wondering.
I don't eat cereal, period, anymore. I've never. No, I can't say never. I've probably eaten cereal without milk out of the box as a snack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Cornflakes, frosted flakes, as a matter of fact.
see, that's a good one. You know what I like? I like Honey Nut Cheerios. Like I'll just put them in a mug as a snack.
Yeah.
Because they're like kind of sweet. You know,
Yeah.
they got the little sweetness and the little crunch, and it's like, oh. But I
was
see it's
always so disappointed when we got the cereal that wasn't sweet. You know, the plain. I didn't care for that at all. But then you added your own sugar, and and.
oh well, yeah, that was the way back in the days.
Yeah.
I mean, you cut out the whole thing of sugar and you put your scoop in.
I mean, when Cheerios were just Cheerios, plain blah cardboard.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't a fan of it, but when Honey Nut came out and all that good stuff, wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the changer, wasn't it? I even like cinnamon crunch toast.
Oh yeah.
One dry is a good snack. You know, it's almost like the little pieces you can. That's.
Oh, you know what I couldn't stand? Can't get enough sugar golden smacks. Oh, that cereal looked like cockroaches. It really did.
What was it?
Sugar golden smacks.
Golden smacks, where they look like
skin was coming off of them.
Yes.
With the line in the middle. They reminded me of
oats, right?
Huh?
Is it puffed oats?
It might be, but it reminded me of roaches, like a whole bowl of roaches. I couldn't stand that. Oh no. But you know what I did like, which maybe most people wouldn't. Product 69.
Products. Yeah, okay. So sugar smacks. And
yeah.
Did they
but
have
the song was Can't Get Enough of Golden Sugar Smacks. Yeah.
And it was the frog guy?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Sugar.
Yes.
Meg says it was her favorite as a child, sugar snacks.
But it did look like roaches, which like the skin was coming off. Like the skin was, ugh.
Yeah, I can see how you're saying that now that you're saying it, because it had because Mel says it's puffed oats. So it did have that little outer shell, and then
yes,
little dark marking down it.
Yes.
Remember? Look, witness this. I love sugar smacks. Sugar smacks. Okay, now hold on. My mouse is on my phone. Okay. I do want to say this because.
Or maybe it's Product 19. I'm not sure.
Has anybody heard of Product 19? It almost sounds like something out of this world. Product 19. Out of this world. Hey, okay. And Mischief says he is amazing to me. He has loved me tenderly through sick and sin. I am with you on that. Yeah, mine too. So, we tolerate it. Meg's eating she got McDonald's. And Joni, where did it go? Joni was Joni was saying she was eating mac and cheese and soup.
I thought Joni was having cornflakes.
That's Tomas.
Oh, okay.
Keep the people straight, Doreen. We're going to have Joni eating cornflakey soup. Tomas eating nothing.
What are you having, Meg? What kind of McDonald's?
See, don't you see cereal as a snack, but not it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Tomas says all the time without milk. Soup and mac and cheese.
Mmm.
Tomas says he's got 2 boxes of those Cheerios. You're gonna have to cheer him up, Tomas. I like
Rice
this
Krispie cereal. Needed sugar. Yeah.
It did. Isn't this funny? We're talking about cereal. Chris says, wish you were closer, Joni. I'd be around with a stupid seconds. That's what I told her the other day when she was talking, told me that she made the soup. I'm like, man, I wish we were neighbors. I need neighbors that make good things. Oops. Yeah. Oh,
Any soup that's loaded with potatoes and carrots is my kind of soup.
I know. We're on a lot of cereals, though. Apple Jacks. Remember Apple Jacks?
Yeah,
my favorite.
I liked Apple Jacks.
Yeah. They were my favorite at a time.
Captain Crunch. But my favorite cereal was actually Raisin Bran.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Raisin Bran. Now, I loved, when I was a kid, the peanut butter Captain Crunch was my favorite. I never
My son. Oh, yes.
Now, Cocoa Puffs. Dawn, because it's BYOGoodies night, right? And bring snacks, right? And so I thought of you when I pulled out one of my snacks. So I was, where the hell's my camera? One of my snacks I brought, thinking of you specifically. Look, I'm like, okay. My face, anyway. Cocoa Puff. Oh, look. No one says she's heard of Product 19.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know Product 19. Grandma says no idea. Oh, here we go. Mel has some information. Product 19 was an old cereal. But what was it like, Dore? Was it flakes?
No, it was almost like it almost seemed like it was little like shells, I want to say. It's not that it was shaped like a shell, but like it had like an indent in it. So like your milk could actually sit in it, like the milk would go into it, like.
That's what I want to know, Mischief.
19 was probably all the vitamins and the the minerals and all the products that you needed to stay healthy and strong.
To call it 19.
Yeah, Product 19.
Yes. Oh, Mega's having
Quarter pounder with cheese. Mm-hmm.
I truthfully cannot eat. I can't eat McDonald's very much anymore. When he says Raisin Bran. Oh, did you ever add sugar to it, Dore?
No, I used to wait until the cereal would get nice and soggy. I liked it mushy, almost like an oatmeal sort of consistency, and then I'd eat it.
Yeah.
That's how I liked it.
Yeah, because the flakes break down and get all mushy, and then
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. We're talking cereal. Oh, well, now we're moving on to what people are eating. And Tomas has got, Reese's just for you, Dawn. You know what? And now I'm going to have to send you a new package. Send you extra treats. That's okay. Oh, okay. Mr. Special fried rice with crackers and sweet chili sauce. That sounds good. You know that sweet chili sauce. You ever had that sweet chili sauce?
Yeah.
Oh, I could.
Does everybody remember Special K?
Well, that's what I was thinking when you were talking about.
Product 19?
Yeah. I'm like Explosion 19. I don't, it sounds weird. Okay, so Wit says it seems familiar. Was the box white and red?
Yeah.
I'll tell you
You
something.
see, for every like little cereals, I always had my own jingle. So like Special K, the jingle to Special K was thanks to the K, you can pinch an inch. Thanks to the K, you can pinch an inch on me. And I used to sing, thanks to the cake, you can pinch an inch. Thanks to the cake, you can pinch an inch on me.
Right? With like that sweet chili sauce. I know. You can put it on anything. Okay, so Dawn says product 19 is still sold here in California. It's kind of like a thick bowl, like flakes, no sugar. So it's kind of like a flake, but it's kind of like a bowl.
Right. Yes. Like I said, it holds the milk in it. Like the you can hold the milk in it. The milk will go in it. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Dawn. I have such. You guys are so uber intelligent. Okay, now Special K. We got to get off of talking about cereal. But Special K. Now, Special K now has all kinds of the different flavors.
Berries and strawberries in it and all the good stuff.
Almond, vanilla one. They have like a cinnamon or something. Yeah. Bran flakes. What is their purpose? Like eating. I think the purpose is to make you poop. A lot of people eat, bran, to keep them regular. I remember my mom used to make the bran muffins. Do you remember? Maybe it was just.
And they're not bad.
No, they're not bad. And I remember it was like a time when bran muffins just became booth. Like they were popular, I think. Like people would bring them for, because like, the bran muffins and stuff. And they were good, but I think that they were to really help you, keep on moving. Hey, you guys, will you hit the like button thing? Just because I like it. I like to see that people like my thing. But you don't have to either. I'm not.
Yeah, please hit the like button. We want to stay.
We want to stay. Although I do have fun, and okay, now. Yeah.
Chocolate almond.
Oh, chocolate almond slivers in the flake. I like the vanilla almond one. All right, let's see. My veggie soup is taking care of that. And I'm sleeping more too. Ooh. Well, we've talked about sleep before, right? And like, I had a great conversation with someone the other day who's going to come on the channel, but we were talking about how she keeps to her schedule very well, but she still has kids at home that, she's got to get up, she's got to do that. So she's got to almost stay in a schedule where those days
are over.
And I can't get it. No matter how much I try to stay scheduled, Doreen knows, or she'll try, like, all right, we're going to try this going to bed at night thing for a little bit, right? Like, oh, it seems to be catching on, right? I slept 2 nights in a row, so I must be on the right path. But then it doesn't necessarily work like that. It's just because of pain, insomnia, that was a big thing. And I think most of you guys know, like, after the wedding, once I came home, I was up until the next day at like 7 p.m. because I was just in pain. I couldn't get it down. And eventually I just hit a wall and knocked out.
You know, it really doesn't work because, I mean, you've tried to go to sleep early or have said, I'm going to go to sleep early because I have this, whatever, like the wedding or something I have to go to tomorrow, or I have a doctor's appointment, and you end up all night.
I know, and I hate that because then it puts more pressure.
Yes.
On you to be like, because I want to get to sleep so that I have some energy. That's the hope, right? That
right.
You'll have some energy, you'll be able to think clearly and all those things. And but no, it doesn't always work the way we want it to. So, but I am glad, Mischief, that you are getting sleep, period. And I know for me, once I kind of decided to say, okay, I'm just going to let myself have whatever schedule it gives me, right? Then I usually sleep for about 4-hour blocks. No matter what time of day it is, I'll at least get a 4-hour block that way. It's almost like I get less if I put pressure on myself to sleep. And you do the same thing, Dore, as far as like,
I know.
If I have an appointment, like Monday, I have an appointment early, like first thing in the morning, and we're going to have to drive over. You know, it's about an hour trip to get to my appointment. And so it's like sometimes on those nights, I don't get any sleep because
Because then you're afraid you're not going to wake up.
Yeah. And I hate that. I don't want to miss it. I don't want to not be together. You know, I want to like have my shit together somehow. Okay, let's see. Hurry up. Witness says, my mom and grandma made them regularly to keep people regular brand muffins. Yeah, that sounds like a slogan, Whitney. My mom and grandmother used to make them to keep people regular brand muffins. Couldn't you?
You want to know what I did yesterday? I was browsing on Facebook. I came across the Misfits, you know, vegetables.
Oh yeah, okay.
Well, the groceries. And like it said, you know, join for free, blah 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 blah. And I'm just like, I put my name and everything in there, but I didn't commit to anything. You know, I was just browsing, looking and stuff, right? And then today, I go on Facebook and all of a sudden I see my name there and it says, well, your delivery's coming on Monday. And I was like, I didn't friggin' deliver anything. I was like, what the? And they picked all this stuff for me. They came out to like, I don't know, $36 or something. And I'm trying to get out of this. I'm like,
oh, like it's like you're
like and I'm really trying to get out. I didn't sign up for anything. I didn't do the shopping. I didn't do anything. We picked things that we thought you might like. Well, the only thing that I saw there that I might like, okay, is some chocolate covered marshmallows. And I was like, oh, that looks good. But you know, I'm not going to spend $36 of friggin' Misfits veggies and stuff just to get a pack of marshmallows with chocolate covered.
Well, if that's all you want of the Misfit veggies, you're in the wrong department. But that's interesting. They put things in there other than veggies.
They have things, yeah. They have meats. They have all, you know, they have everything.
So they put a package together for you?
Yeah.
Of meats and snacks and like.
Oh, I saw.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
I don't know how you call them. Parmesan, fruit. I almost want to say permission.
I
but
know, and it's at the tip of my tongue, but now I have MS and
yeah, I know, me too, and I can't remember what the hell it was. Some spaghetti squash, some butternut squash, some red potatoes, a bag of red potatoes,
persimmon.
Yeah, right.
Thank you, Whitney.
See, it sounds like permission.
Put all the right letters almost.
Yeah.
Look at, here we go. Yep, persimmons, yes. And then what? Still, you got it right the first time. Sorry.
Now, I didn't order any of this stuff. I don't want this.
Right. So.
Trying to get out of it. I'm like.
So you think you're going to get a veggies?
I think I'm getting veggie. I think veggies are coming and those chocolate mushrooms.
Did they send you any meat?
What?
Did they send you any meat?
I didn't look at the whole list of the stuff that whatever I just named to you. I don't think they sent me any meats. I mean, they would. I don't know.
Well, I'm interested to see what is all in there.
Oh, and a pint of half and half. They must took my name and looked at like my shopping stuff, like from Instacart and stuff like that, and decided what they do. Because I mean, I do use half and half, but I don't buy no friggin' pint, and want to do with a pint, and
well, you'll use it.
Well, everybody knew I was searching for Malamars forever, and I couldn't find it. Now I'm getting chocolate-covered marshmallows.
See? The internet and bad fruit knew.
You see? I'm telling you, they're watching you.
I know. Yeah. We were talking about our schedule a little bit, and I'm going to give these guys credit, because I know that she's got a crazy schedule all the time. Dawn hasn't slept yet, and I always ask Dawn, on these, when was the last time that you slept?
Yeah, how long has it been since you slept, Dawn?
And I know, it is important for us to get sleep. It's also really hard for us to get sleep, and yeah, that's the mischief is saying. That's it. We are both retired and under each other's feet in our little house in a village. And we can eat and sleep and wake whenever we like. And that is true.
And that's the situation. Like, you're not obligated to anything. With like Tiffany and I, we're not obligated to anything. We don't have small children. We don't have any of that. We don't have to get up. We don't have to do anything if we don't want to.
No, and really now.
But we're up as if we do have to. That's the problem. Like, we don't sleep.
Yes, okay, let's say one thing. See, Meg says she's OCD about all kinds of things, and that's, I think, and it would be great to have a conversation, or maybe have, I'm sorry guys, I'm trying to get my water. The OCD that does come along with illness, is not necessarily an uncommon thing, right? We've already read about some of those things, and when you're sick, I mean, it is that's not the only reason, but it does help you have control of certain things in your life. You don't have control of other things, and it's definitely a thing. It's definitely a thing. All right, now I think that we're but I think she's talking about the bad fruit. What's it called? Misfit vegetables?
Yes.
Misfits?
Misfits.
Yes.
Because they're shaped differently. They're not the same size. Some can look discolored and stuff. Nobody wants to buy them. So misfits. There's nothing wrong with any of it. It's just people don't want it because of that reason. So yeah, they'll sell it. Yeah. Ooh, I had chocolate covered coffee beans. Ooh. Oh, that sounds good.
I know, right? Although I'm pretty open to anything chocolate covered, to be really honest.
Are you, Tiffany? I didn't say a word.
I know. There'd be right? That's a lot of pea vegetables. There's a lot of vegetables. Well, that's what I'm interested to see, Doreen. And maybe what we'll do, you guys, Doreen, if you're down for it, like when you get your misfits.
Oh, put them up, bring them, and put them.
We'll do or do pictures and do it.
Sure, why not?
The misfit vegetables.
Of course.
And we'll see the chocolate.
Oh, that little poor little potato. Nobody wanted him.
People look at him. He's so cute. Why wouldn't anybody want him? He's still a good potato.
Poor little thing. He's just disabled like we are. But that don't mean he ain't good enough.
Maybe we need to speak out for ableism and vegetables.
Yeah.
So funny. Sorry, my legs are not comfy, guys, so I'm moving around a lot. I'm just all over the place, and I apologize about that, but not too much.
I have to drink to get to sleep. Pretty soon, I wasn't out.
Routine definitely helped me with sleep. The trouble is I had to drink to get sleep pretty soon. I was an alkie, okay? And well, that's sure. I mean, that can be easy. Mel says that would be an awesome panel discussion, Tiff. OCD? I think so too. I've been talking about doing a panel of like maybe 4 of us, and for different things, we like OCD. We did definitely have some people that have OCD, different ways, different reasons, and different things. It would be interesting. Not anybody with extreme OCD, obviously, but like we have some friends with OCD, right?
Yeah.
And but I do want to, even though Mischief, I do want to give her a major shout out because that did become her routine and that she did become an alkie. But I want to give her props. She's been sober for 24 years.
Best props, yes.
So even though, yeah,
you go, girl.
Yeah, and it still can be one day at a time or what. But I wanted to, even though we said that, we got to remember she's come a long, long way.
Yes.
So,
And that is definitely no easy task.
no easy task, and I'm sure it's probably still can be one day at a time.
Yeah.
One evening at a time. Sometimes it doesn't go away. So go you, girlfriend.
Yes.
So you guys, all of you in the comments, I'm so very blessed to know and getting to know, and I know Doreen feels the same way with our friendships and things like that, especially with people that are on our Facebook page. That's been a lot of fun.
Yes.
Right? How judgmental of people of the veggies. Right? I feel
It's
like
true. Odd shaped won't be sold. You're right. And that's why Misfits took them.
Look, she says she's seen the commercial.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's a great idea if people are literally not buying them. That's so wasteful.
Yeah, because there's absolutely nothing wrong with them.
No, that's right. They're still right. That's what she said. They're just as high with the nutrients, right? So they're just as good as
Yeah.
And
if you cut them up and put them in soup or whatever, who would even know that they were a misfit to begin with? Nobody.
Right. Alcohol is a scary substance. It is. And everybody's giving Mischief some, she deserves some props. It's great for a while, but if you are an alcoholic, I think it's genetic or at least familial. So it won't be long before you're in a bad way. Yeah. That's the case. I know me and my family, and I know I have that addictive personality. And alcoholism has been a thing in my family generationally. You know, and that's something we've talked about before, Doreen, is like self-medicating of the generations before us.
Yes.
Just a thought. You know, did they have illnesses that made them feel like shit? Did they have, you know, I'm sure all of the mental health illnesses, we don't know, but, you know, were you self-medicating back then? So I agree with you, Mischief, for sure. I think it can be genetic and familial, for sure. At least in my daughter as well is someone that knows.
For sure in my family, yes.
And I think that I don't know if you and Core, but Core knows that she has to be, like, you know how it gives her anxiety.
Yeah.
Remember we've talked about like other people around her, and it gives her some anxiety, even though she drinks.
Well, my grandmother and all my aunts and uncles from my mother's side were all alcoholics. They all clicked in the bars. And I remember at a young age going like every week with my grandmother to a place that I really didn't know what it was at the time, but now I know that it was a psychiatrist, and you know, she had a mental illness. She really did.
Did they know what it was?
Well, I think she had a nervous breakdown, and maybe she had anxiety.
Sure. Which is reasonable.
Yes.
But that's another thing we can talk about somewhere.
And maybe even a little bit of post-traumatic stress disorder, because The story that I was told was that her mother passed away and in the house, and somebody told her that you're going to pass away, like a wise ass told her, you're going to pass away the same way your mother passed away. And like, that's when she took her nervous breakdown. So I want to say nervous breakdown, post-traumatic stress disorder, because I guess what she saw with her mother, frightened her so much. And then for somebody to tell you something like that, yeah. I mean, I think she was actually hospitalized for a while in a mental or psychiatric facility. Yeah. So.
What year was that? Do you know, or like around the 60s, 70s?
Well,
8?
I want to say that I was probably like 10 years old. So how many years ago was that?
15. So
15. It sounded good.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
It sounded so good, I wasn't even going to correct you. More like 40, 45.
A few. I know. But yeah, I mean, so back, if you think the mental health is just coming along, and there's not so much, hopefully, as we continue to go, there's not so much stigmatization with mental health.
I don't think back then they helped so much with the mental illness. But one thing that they did do was help the family, like the children, like give them places to go and, give them places for activities and, stuff like that. But not so much like medication or anything for the person themselves,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true. Well, then you just find they are, and I'm glad that it's changing.
Oh, yeah.
Individualized, but it's come a long, long way.
So I don't know what I would do without my medication.
Oh, yeah. I mean, me and my medication we have to be together. I'm not, unfortunately. It's good because it helps me feel more normal, right? Like,
yeah,
with my baby. So that's a good thing. But
well, it's a catch-22.
Yeah.
For us, between it and then the MS and what that's messing with in the brain and all that stuff. I mean, yeah. Like, we're lucky where that the medicine would even works for us.
Right. I know. Which I'm glad, but at the same time, it is a catch-22. Yeah. When he says lots of progress in the mental health since the 80s and 90s, in my opinion, it's great to see people getting help. It is great to see people getting help. I always encourage people, if you need help, get it. If you need help finding it, in your area, I'm willing to take the time to help you find it. Or there's a lot of things now. One thing that I do like, I know some people do like and some people don't like, is the therapy, the phone therapy or online, and I think it's kind of nice. I think it's a nice option, and I know of people that are doing therapy a lot more frequently because it is more convenient.
Yes.
Than having to go and all that.
Remember back in the day, like in my grandmother's time, to have any kind of a mental illness, it was a shame. You were shamed for that. Now, in today's day and age, it's like a style. The celebrities and everybody, I'm stressed out and I need to go and talk to my psychiatrist. It's like a style now. Like it's so acceptable now. Back then it wasn't.
No. And I don't want to call it it's
just a trend. It's a trend. It really is. Now it's so acceptable.
Well, that's where it's okay. That's better. Like it is more acceptable. It's easier to be more outspoken about it.
Yes.
It's like, well, I got therapy. I got to go. Nobody thinks of it so much anymore. Like, oh, my friend's nuts, right? Like, not like it used to be, for me to just be like, oh, I'll talk to you later. I have therapy. Much more appropriate.
Yeah, well, now it's like, good luck. I hope it was a good chat. And back then it was like, oh my God, that person is fucking nuts. I mean, they got to go and see a fucking shrink.
It's a trend becoming mainstream. I don't know either, but I think that the only thing that I care about. Hold on, I'm going to show that in a second. I have a couple of things to show. But I like that people can talk about it more.
Oh yeah.
More. We're learning more about specific disorders than I've ever been able to learn about, like borderline personality, narcissistic personality, all of them, anxiety, OCD.
Yeah.
Levels of different things. I didn't know that there were bipolar disorder. There's a 1, 2, and a who. I don't know, but
right.
So yeah, we are learning a whole bunch more about mental health, just as a society, without even necessarily having to be in it. Right? We're seeing things.
And don't you accept people so much? I mean, we accept people so much more, just the way that they are. Back when, if you told somebody you had some kind of a whatever, they were scared of you. They didn't want to know you. They didn't want to bother with you.
Yeah.
And now,
well,
I mean, they could be your best friend. I mean, it's not what it was. It's not that scary. Oh, maybe they'll kill you or something. Like that.
Yeah. Humdrum.
It's so much different today, and I'm so happy. I'm so glad that it's so different today, that everybody has a different outlook on it, that they know, that it's not a horrible thing. I mean, it's horrible when you're going through what you go through, but it's not a horrible, like a disease that, stay away from that person.
Well, right. And in truth, like I said the other day, a lot of people that I know do take some type of mental health medicine, and that's not something to put them out in the,
right.
It's just to make them feel balanced with life. I had read at one point in time that if you and it's true, especially like now, but even if you think of like the past, I'm going to be 50 this year. So if you think of just the past 50 years of what has changed technologically, the speed of life, the speed of that the world moves at, society moves at, our brains move at. It's much faster than the past 300 years, right? Like in the past 50 years, we have advanced more technologically than we have in the past. And so our brains have to adjust to that speed.
Yes.
Sometimes that's asking a lot.
Yeah.
Let's see what they say.
I'm always making bows out of packaging to reduce the size, and I have to have a certain cup, dessert, spoon, etc. It's the OCD because I have a lot of those kind of tics. I get.
She's asking if it's OCD. And really, we can't diagnose you with OCD. You would have to go see somebody. But I don't know if that's a similar thing. Like, you have kind of the certain things that work for you. And I don't know if some of that is getting older and just like stuck in your ways, or knowing what you like.
Well, I don't know if it's OCD or if it's part of the MS, but when I take a shower, before I take the shower, I have to have all of my products that I'm going to use laid out. I have to have my clothes, what I'm going to wear, laid out. I have to have a cup of coffee in the microwave waiting for me. I have to take my asthma pump, and I have to take a Valium before I get into the shower. Then if those things aren't in that order, then it's just no. It's just not going to happen. As soon as I get out of the shower, I have to go right over to that microwave and press that button and get that hot coffee out, and get into this room, and then relax. And I'm not going to talk about the way the shower has to go, because that's a whole nother to do, and the way the whole creams and the things, like what goes what and what order, what comes first, and not going to get into that either. But I don't know. I would consider that to be an OCD thing, or maybe both. Maybe a combination of OCD and MS.
Well, it could be. Because for one, you have to do things, especially showering as an MSer. I think that showering can be a tricky thing for multiple sclerosis, especially if you have shaky balance, for one, in the shower, right? You have shaky balance. You need things easily accessible. You don't have to reach really far for things. It's like almost, and you also have to shower in an order. I don't know about you, but it's almost like it's got to be done in this specific order, because it saves this amount of energy if I do it this way. So I think it's another thing that could be both, where it's like I have my things that are accessible, right? And I need everything to be easily accessible and ready. So there does need to be thought going into me taking a shower, right? And then I guess your process could be either or.
Yeah, I don't know. Because if that cup of coffee is not there, if everything is not so, and that cup of coffee is not in that microwave waiting for that, then it's not going to happen. Because then it's all screwed up now. It's all the whole system is screwed up.
Yeah.
I can't do it now.
That might be part of where that would come in. I'm not sure. I'm not like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. That's what I'm saying. I don't
know. Because like the preparedness in the shower and all those things, those are smart MS moves, right? Making sure your floor is going to be dry, making sure like everything is, you're not going to slip in the tub or fall or any of those
making
things.
Sure I can breathe when I get in there because of the hotness, making sure I get the muscle relaxer so that, I'm not so tense to go in there, and because it is a job.
It really is a job sometimes.
See,
Oh,
now a girlfriend has told me while I washed my own dishes in my own sink, has looked at me and told me, you will never, ever wash dishes in my house, ever. Like, it's clean. It's clean. Like, how many times are you going to do that? It's clean.
yeah.
And it's normal for me, but to her, it was like, oh my God, like,
Over the top.
you will never, ever, ever clean dishes in my house. No, no, no. You'll be here all friggin' day.
Well, you do get a little set in the way you do things, like how you wash your things. I have heard you say someone else washed your thing, and now you got to wash it again because they couldn't have done it right. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, just a thing, just a thing. Okay, they were saying a little bit about they're having a great conversation. I'm loving it, and which is so good. She said, now Mischief, I know, is she's afraid of medicines, and with good reason, right? You know, most people that have become sober want to make sure that they don't get into some because they're
Right.
So she wants to be really mindful, and I love that. I love that she goes into things. She was just taking something new recently, and she was mindful and thinking and with a plan, and that is, I think that's great. And even so many years out, still needing to make a plan and still being smart. I like it.
I get it. Because I suffer so much with panic attacks. I read like the side effects of every medication. If anything there says anything about jitters, heart palpitations, that medicine is not going down my throat.
Give me a second. What about like MS meds that help give you energy? Why don't you talk about those? Some people take. Okay, let me ask this.
That's not ever going to go down my throat.
Okay,
or down or an injection or otherwise.
But why not?
Because I don't want the palpitations. I don't want to feel that big surge. I'm afraid of all that because I will think that I'm going to have a panic attack. And I know what happens when I have those, and they're so discomforting, and I will call 911 and I will end up in the emergency room.
Sorry about that. And that's true. And so for you don't.
For me, yeah.
I've watched it all the time. Very careful. I did see something, and it was from, I don't know if it was but that narcissists call other people narcissists.
Oh.
She said it was common for narcissists to tell other people that they are narcissists.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's the name of the game, right? Let's see. A common trait of narcissists is to spy other. Oh yeah. Well, now we're talking a little bit about common trait of narcissists is to say other people are narcissists. That's what I was looking for. And that's very common. And then this was yesterday. The speed of life is very fast now. It's left a bing. Yeah, the screens are harsh. I mean, look, I have one screen here, another screen here. I was texting on my phone. It's the same a second. And so it's like you can be doing 50 billion things all around the world at the same time. Thank you. I put my camera off on purpose, Mel. I know. Thank you.
All right.
I turned it off on purpose. Let's see. Yeah, okay. They're sending you some love about having the panic attacks. And the thing is,
thank you, Meg. Thank you. They are rough.
yeah.
Excuse me, but thank God I haven't had one in quite a long time. I think I'm more aware of what will like bring one on. So I stay away from it.
And I think this is the reason for a lot of the things we don't take. I'm also with Doreen on some of these I'm not saying MS medicines offered to help give you some energy, because a lot of people with chronic illness suffer from chronic fatigue syndrome, right? Which is just exhausted all the time.
Yes.
So they do offer a lot of, I don't want to say a lot, but some meds to help give us energy through the day.
Mischief, I do understand. I'm totally with you about the fear. Yeah.
Yeah, it is fear. And the state of the world is also a big fear, and it is a big fear. I try to make sure, it is scary, Mischief, the state of the world, and with a little grandbaby and things. It's something I think about and worry about, and I do talk about, but we just hope the best for her. About efficiency and safety. Let's see. This is so cute. Don says, Doreen, I call no apologies for sneezing. They're head orgasms. I love sneezes.
Head orgasms. Well, they do feel pretty damn good. Sometimes I feel like I want to sneeze so much, I take Q-tips and I stick them up my nose and I twirl them just for the tickle to be able to sneeze. It clears out your nostrils. It clears out your whole, head congestion thing, and it's a wonderful thing. You should try it one day.
Do a sneeze. Everybody, do it. Let's see. Mischief, you're not alone. I keep my bubble very small so that crazy does not impact my mood or body boundaries or heart. And I know you most certainly are not alone, right? And
no,
you have a safe space here, but I think you already know that. And the thing of it is I do keep my bubble pretty small as far as who knows the ins and outs of me and like all of my intricacies. Now I'm making it a little bit bigger, which is great. But I like it to be more quality over quantity. When you say, Dore?
Yeah, can you repeat that?
I said friendships, for me anyway, are quality over quantity.
Oh, yeah. For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
I'm trying to dig in here and find something, but I can't find them.
Face everything in retreat. Yeah, like face it and run. Feel that way sometimes too. But there are those things that we do have to do sometimes and we don't like, right? And that's something that we try to help each other get through, is facing that shit that we don't want to do.
And the thing about having, being in your own, trying to stay, like, keep your bubble, small bubble. When I get sick and I have like those panic attacks and things, I don't want anybody around me. I don't want anybody coming with me to the hospitals. I don't want anybody in the emergency rooms. I like to do all those things alone. Why? I don't know. Maybe I just don't want anybody to see me or see the way that I get. But all of those things, I want to be alone. I don't want anybody around me. I like to deal with that stuff just by myself. Sometimes I think it's because I'm afraid that I'm going to die and I don't want anybody to see that. So I'd rather just be by myself and spare everybody the grief. That's my mental.
Well, I know that that's how you feel, but I also know that you haven't had to go through that for quite a little while.
Oh, for a long time, yes. Thank God I haven't had to, yes.
So I'm really proud of that, I'm really proud of
that. And I hope it stays that way too.
Yeah, I know. Me too. And I think it helps having each other or somebody to talk to sometimes.
It does. It really does help to have somebody to talk to. Yes, it definitely. And somebody who someone who understands you, and someone who doesn't look down on you. Like you can just say it all, tell it all, and like there's no judgment, and that's a great feeling when you could actually open up, and tell your most deepest, darkest. With no judgment, and they actually understand you and help you. I mean, that's great. If only everybody had that, had somebody, life could be a lot easier.
Sure, because part of the thing with a panic attack is the fear that it's going to happen again and that you're not normal, and all of these things start to come into your thought. And so sometimes when you have somebody that you can just be like, I don't feel right, things aren't. And like with you, you're like, when I was like having my panic attack, and I think it was something I took that kind of sparked that, remember? And you're like, I think you're going to just relax, just do this. And so I'm like, okay, all right.
I mean, it's like Tomas, I don't know if he's still here, but Tomas suffers from panic attacks. And
Mel's going to bed. Good night, Mel.
Good night, Mel. Everything that Tomas tells me, I know it to a T. I know exactly what he's talking about. I know exactly how he feels. I've been there, and I understand him 110%. So it's easy for him to speak to me about those things because it's like the back of my hand,
Because you've been there.
Because I've been there, and I'm sure it makes him feel a little better to know that there's somebody out there that has gone through the exact same thing and is still here.
Yeah.
Like he'll still be here. But at that moment when you're going through, you don't think that at all. You really do think that you are dying. You do.
Yeah.
And nobody can talk you out of that.
No. Although Joni does bring up a good point, because you said like you don't want anybody to be there with you because you feel like you're dying, right? And where Joni did put up a good point, Serena was witness my dad passing, and I'm glad I was there to say goodbye to him. But I'm so thankful that you had that time too, Joni. So thankful. I think for me, and I don't know if you feel this way, but like when I have a You and I have been on the phone before, and I'm like, I'll get out of here. I'll be running naked down the middle of the fucking road.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
to me, there's just not a lot of, when you're in the middle of a panic attack, there's not a lot of reasonable thought going on. You're in like fight or flight mode within yourself. It's terrible.
Joni, I understand what you're saying. Firstly, I want to give my condolences, and I'm sorry that happened.
It hasn't been that long either, really, since she lost her dad in April.
And I'm actually sorry that you witnessed that. But I'm actually happy that you're happy that you did witness that. I don't know what condition your father was in at the time. But I almost wondered, like, how did he feel? If he was conscious or something? Because my thing with not wanting anybody around me is I hurt for them. I hurt for them to have to see me die. It's not about me. It's about them. I feel bad for them that they'd have to see that. I don't want them to see that. I don't want them to hurt any more than they're going to hurt, because they're going to hurt. So like, the first thing I will say is, my poor son, what is he going to do without me? How's he going to live? How's he going to live without me? I don't want him around. I don't want him to see that. I hurt for them. So I'm wondering how your father felt, like how he.
Well, there are different situations, Doreen. Like, I've been with several of my family members when they pass. You know that. When they've taken their last breath.
Right. I know.
And for me, it is the biggest gift in the world to me that I can be there at that moment. And I mean, you and I have talked about that before. Like, I truthfully feel like if I can be there and help my person in any way, or just hold your hand, or, different people that it's been different ways.
Right. I mean, I'm sure there are people out there who feel, I want my family here with me. Like, I want to hold somebody's hands while I go, it makes it easier. I'm sure, but I'm going by how I know my son is. I know that he's a panic himself. So I don't want to put him through that. That's why.
I think, in truth, I mean, it is one thing to want to protect our children, right?
Even in death, yes.
Yeah, I know. It's a tough one. Let's see. Yeah, Dore. Meg says they're going to hurt either way. It's up to the individual person. I think that's a fair statement.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If people want to or not. I have always, and that's something that even after going through it a couple of times with a couple of my family members, I thought helping people in their families when somebody is passing is like one of the greatest gifts I think that you can give someone while they're passing, on their way out, trying to make everyone as comfortable as possible. I know it doesn't always work that way, believe me. I have been there with every single person that's died.
It could be because I've always wished, and it actually does, and this might sound crazy because of what I'm saying about myself.
Right.
But it bothers me that my mother died alone. Isn't that crazy? of what I'm saying about like my son and I want to be alone, it bothers me. It truly bothers me that my mother died alone. I wish that I could have been there when she passed.
Right.
But I was very young, and my father would not have taken us to see that, number one. But my father has told me the whole thing and has given me a visual
Now that you're
which I
older,
think is worse than
having been there.
if I was there. The visual that I'm left with is a scary visual. It's not a nice visual. And
can I ask you something?
Yeah.
How old was your dad when he described, or no, how old were you when your dad described this to you?
Oh, it's probably like 11 years old.
See, that again goes back to when I say the age of perception. You're 11 years old trying to picture all of these things that you don't know how to picture, really.
Right. And these are the things that I will stay with for the rest of my life. You know, that's not going to go away. And I will tell you all the visual. I was told my father went up to the hospital. He got the phone call. And I remember the phone call because I was there when he got the phone call. And he looked at me and he said, you know, your mother went to heaven. Okay? That's what I was told. Your mother went to heaven. Now, the visual was I got up to the hospital. You know, I looked at your mother. Your mother's head was turned to the side. Her eyes were open. I had to close her eyes. There was blood coming out of her mouth. There was blood just coming down. And I kissed her and I kissed the blood and I kissed her goodbye. That is my visual. That is what I have to remember for the rest of my life. And that's not a very nice visual. And that's, I don't know.
No, I don't think it's a nice visual. And I don't think it's necessarily all that's an appropriate thing to tell.
No, it's not.
To tell an 11-year-old, right? I think that could have been done so differently. And, but I don't know that he knew it differently.
Yeah, I don't think that he knew any better. I don't think he did, and I don't think he was in his right state of mind either, you know, and I don't know.
Well, you know, people.
Thank you, Meg, by the way.
Well, I'm trying to click on the right one, but then it missed. Okay. Meg says it's a horrible visual.
Thanks, Tomas. Thank you. Thank you, witness.
Dawn always asks great questions. Oh, wait, whoops.
To talk with about that. Well, he could have, I'm sure, but I don't know if he did. I think that he just actually really wanted me to know that.
And Tomas says, like, and Meg said, you know, he wasn't in the right state of mind, and I agree with that. Like, maybe thinking a little bit, but we can't take words back. That's the thing. Hey, Kim D, what's going on, honey? I'm about to reach out to you. Yeah, it's a terrible visual, and then again, it's a visual that. Those are things, you know, when I talk about the age of perception, guys, this is just my own is like when you're told something at 10 or 11 years old, you process it the way a 10 or 11-year-old is able. And until you look at it again, if you do, you always hold that through like 10 or 11-year-old eyes.
Yes.
You know, until you can, and if you can, take it out and look at it differently and maybe try to understand it and put it in a different place. That's a whole bunch of, I'm not saying that's a whole bunch of therapy, but that's just a different, you know, things that you could talk to in therapy, because that, for real, that is a trauma. There's already a trauma. And that's another thing. When we were kids, our parents didn't necessarily talk about the traumas that happened in our lives. It was just like, this happened, and so just live with it and keep moving on, like nothing happened.
Well, you know, Tiffany, that there was so much more throughout my life, throughout my childhood. There was so much more. I mean, I'm not going to get into any of that. And it's not that it's a story that I wouldn't tell, because I would, but not today, not now. But there's just so much more. And maybe that has a lot to do with panic attacks. And that's, I guess, why I'm the person who I am today. For the good and for the bad.
It says, Doreen, I grew up in a very rural area, was called sensitive because regular stuff like hunting or farming, agricultural made me sick and fainty, but violent. So it's called sensitive because regular stuff like hunting or farming, agriculture made me sick and fainty. I get you. It was tough life, and you're supposed to just accept. And that's the other thing, like having to accept the things that are just around, regardless, right? Like she's saying, all those things made her feel like shit,
Right.
and it wasn't okay for them to make her feel like shit. Nobody allowed her to choose. And that's a tough
Right.
thing when we're kids. You know?
Yes.
Rocking up Kim D's doing her, waiting for her 9 o'clock shows to end, then she can go home. I love it. She does her little movie theater time.
Aw.
Movie theater. I love it. These ladies are just pretty freaking amazing. And Kim and I have a phone call. Well, we need to schedule it, but we are planning on talking to each other and getting together. So I'm looking forward to that a lot as well. I talked to Selma the other day. That was a great 5-hour conversation. Or really good people. And I think that's a really nice way to put it, John. Inconsiderate. And I think that just the time and the people, the violence. Okay, the violence. Yeah, the violence grows. Yeah, not everybody is born to be a hunter or a
Right.
A killer, even though it's meant for our food or for our survival, right? That's just not really the life that we live any longer.
Yeah, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it.
No. I remember one time, you guys, we were looking at a house. This is just a random fact, but my daughter was there. Now she married a hunter, right? But before that, she was very she couldn't read books about animals that got hurt. She couldn't watch movies about any animal that got hurt. Very sensitive when it came to animals. And I remember we were looking at this house out in Boone's, right? And I remember I turned around, and the house across the street, you guys, since we're talking about hunting, if they have to let a deer bleed out before they can like get the meat and all that. But anyway, I turned around, and these people had this deer actually hanging right outside of their garage, and all the blood was just running down into
Oh,
the street. And I'm just like, yeah, this isn't. We can't have a deer just hanging right across the street bleeding out. No.
ugh.
Tomas has a depressing question. Does anybody else struggle with not checking out all the time? Does anybody else struggle with not checking out all the time?
I don't follow.
I'm not sure what you're asking either, sweetheart. And then we have a lot of talk about the which I want to go back to because I want to please just jam to the music with Dore for a minute while I
sway. Let's sway.
Oh, Dawn did ask this question. See, I started some things, but then we've gotten off some topics. So she's like, are you going to talk about OCD? Because my favorite number is 3, and I always have to need to do it. Yeah, we should do our giveaway. But, let's see. Yeah, and Whitney, she was talking about earlier, we were talking about she doesn't watch any news or true crime. And I used to be a real watcher too. Probably the most real watching I do now is SPTV and the true crime.
Oh, okay. Now she can do legals. The legal. Okay.
Yeah. So she does. We should check out her channel. I think it's multi-chick. I should put her in the banner too. I don't know if I did. No, I didn't. What is your channel? I think it's at multi-chick, but I'll have to check for sure. But her channel, she has got a lot of legal analysis of different things, especially things regarding the Church of Scientology. She's uber smart, and like I love. Witness is kind of interesting because we've met in the like sort of true crime, a lawyer show, right? The legal show stuff.
Okay.
So we met there first, maybe, and then we met again in Church of Scientology stuff, Cult of Scientology stuff, and so yeah, it's kind of cool. I get to see her kind of everywhere. I'm like, oh, hey, good, hey.
Aw, that's sweet.
But then some people were talking about the passing of their family members, and I did want to give that a little bit of time because it is a thing that we all have to go through, and it's a difficult thing. And I know a lot of us have been through. We've lost parents.
Oh, thank you so much, Mischief. I appreciate it.
Also,
I'm sorry.
Really a son of a bitch, you guys. Really. It is a son of a bitch, and
I'm sorry, Mischief. Really.
I'm sorry that you had to go through that. I have gone through that with a couple of my family members. And my dad was actually starting to show a little bit of signs of that, or a little dementia or something before he passed away. Okay, and so here's Joni. He was in so much pain, and he wasn't awake when he passed away. The last 24 hours of his life were more painful for him than it was for me.
Aw.
What a sweet baby, man. And she is sweet. These You guys just really are just sweethearts. I love the love.
Aw.
It's just this. I held my dad's hand until 3 a.m. and he passed at 8 with my mom always.
Aw.
And then Meg said, I held my dad's hand. So those are...
Well, that's so beautiful. And I'm sure that that's probably the way that they wanted it to.
It's a... No, it has been...
I would believe that it's so much more peaceful. Passing with a loved one aside you and letting you know that it's okay.
Yes. And I know Kim DA, their community lost one of their hockey players, and he was also a Blue Jacket. Kim, when I was looking at some of his things, he was also a Blue Jacket, and the Blue Jackets are here in Columbus.
Aww.
Which, but I know his home is in Italy. And so yeah, he got to go home yesterday, and that's a beautiful thing.
What did he die? How did he die?
Yeah. I forget, Dore. You asked me too soon. Kim, tell us how he died again, please. And there's also been okay, yeah, that's kind of what I thought.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, and see, witness, she says, see, that was the worst part, listening to the blood drain. I don't know. See, yeah, I'm with you, honey. I get that shit. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. Geez, we lost a few people, like the Matthew Perry thing last week. Also, there are just a lot of things going on. At Multi-Chick, there we go. I thought, not for everyone, protect your brain. Yeah, it is very... I'm going to put it in my thing, if that's okay, at Multi-Chick. I thought it was. She's like, not for everyone, preserve your brain. And it is a lot of law nerds. Somewhere in LawTube we met, and that's... You know me, I dive everywhere, so... Yes. Definitely, Kim D. You can have it above. I'll put it in here. Let me add it to my banner. Right? No. Banner. Hold on. You guys are just so great. Skate to the neck. Okay, let's see. Died too young. It's worldwide news. Yeah, in UK hockey. Okay, that's how he died.
Ooh. Skate to the neck.
The hockey player that just came home. Adam. I can't multitask. Hold on. Please hold momentarily. Bring him along to the music. The reason Doreen can't see the comments. She's on her phone, so we're gonna try.
Because I was blind.
To Karen Pewter. And oh. All right, we're talking about can somebody, is it Adam Jones? I don't want to screw it up. And Tomas has we have a lot to talk about this guy.
Yeah, he was killed, in my opinion. Died too young.
And Kim said, ooh, Kim, you're going to have to keep us on post what's going on.
Wow.
Yeah, with that. That's a damn shame.
How did the skate get to the neck?
We will look for that answer momentarily. I hope my dad could hear me. They said that people lose their hearing loss. You may never know, but I like to think that. And I do believe that. And there was a bit of time where like my grandfather was really out. Like, just not responding, not, just sleeping. And that's kind of what we wanted. We just wanted him to be comfortable. And, but I remember talking to him and I said, I love you. And he said, I love you. And he hadn't said anything for days.
I believe, Mischief, that they can always hear you. Always.
Neck guard and not. Well, that is good. I mean, we're having two conversations, but like unfortunately, the sports world is having to change for some safety reasons, and I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. Even with football players and things like that, we need more care.
Did somebody slide into him? Like, did they fall and someone slid into him and their skate went to his neck?
I don't know. Yeah, that's what they told Joni, and that's the truth. I always say, if you don't know, keep on talking. If there's no proof, keep talking. And also, I've known of people that will be asleep and on their way to passing, like in hospice, and they'll sit up and they'll say something, or they'll sit up and they saw somebody that's already passed on. They may sit up and say something final. It's really very interesting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Adam Johnson, thank you. See, that's the Google his name on YouTube and you will see trigger warning horrific. All right. Adam Johnson. We will have to look, and I will have to make my own decision. We'll watch for court docs. Yeah, right? Ooh, yeah, witness. That would be good if she follows that. The hockey. A kick to the neck.
Oh.
In hockey, they fight. They get pretty damn aggressive.
Well, now I understand why she said it could be murder charges.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Hi, Jenny. How are you doing tonight?
It's so good to see you. It's so good to see you. We've had a nice conversation. But you know what, Doreen?
What?
We said we would do an hour.
I know, and we are heading on to 2.
I know we're heading on to 2. Because we have such a nice time with you guys, and we get in a good conversation.
Yes, we do.
her to stay on one conversation. I also wanted to say to Jenny, it was great seeing her picture on Facebook today with her team and all that. I love that. I love that. I love that. So check Witness out at Multi-Chick for her breakdown of law documents and different things. She's really bright and I enjoy her so much. And then also check out Joni. I'm going to throw Joni back up. Check out Joni at Joni Cummings 3465. And then also, you want to check out Doreen and my Facebook page. It's called TIF45 and Dore. And we're getting to know a bunch of you guys over there. It used to be just TIF45 and the peeps, but now we decided to bring Dore along. And since we're doing a regular Friday or Saturday night, and people like Doreen. I don't even know what that's about because when I met her, I fell in love with her like first. But no, it's fun. And Doreen and I have run a couple of pages together. This is a page that her and I are running, just the two of us, and getting to know you guys better. It's a great place for us to get to know you guys better and you to get to know us a little better off of the screen. So check us out there. You can also check us out at our autoimmune house for if you have an illness or chronic illness or autoimmune illness. You're welcome there. That's another just kind of fun page. We do share medical information when we feel like people are wanting it, but generally people don't want it. It's kind of, isn't it? People don't want it. Like we will put up information and but people for the most part just like to have a good time, so we do that as well. And then if you really want some bad, trashy, crappy, inappropriate content, we also have a page called Just a Couple of
Very inappropriate. But that page is just to take your mind off of your everyday woos. To take your mind, to be able to laugh, to like chill out, and
it's dirty humor, it's clean humor. There is some loving support in there. It is our biggest channel. And it's not huge either, but it's just because it is a bunch of nonsense and people, and the majority of people as we've gotten to know people are a lot like us, right? Just nobody's doing anything. They just sit down.
Yeah, because when you look at the content on there, I mean,
right, it's just
nobody's doing anything that you see that they're saying that
you're talking about.
I mean, look at us. Do we seem like we don't do those things?
No, we don't do any of those things, but we let people.
But we'll talk about it. I mean, we'll act as if on the page, but no.
Right. Oh, excuse me.
Now, how's about those goody giveaways?
I burp. Okay, well, you know what, you guys, tonight I don't know what I did with my domino. Oh boy.
What happened?
Well, I don't have my dominoes. Okay, tonight we have this is a little medicine keychain.
Oh.
I'm holding it upside down. It's pretty sparkly and beautiful. And it's a take it with you, put a little medication in it. You have
that's
Tylenol, whatever, and your emergency.
That's pretty, and that's that come in handy.
It would come in handy. And it's also been made for us by Mommy's Hobbies. And this was donated by Mommy's Hobbies for the giveaway. So, if anybody would like this little cute handy dandy medication or whatever you can fit in it, little keychain, Doreen, why don't we do this?
Speak
no,
it. Speak it. Speak it, woman. Speak it.
I was gonna tell you to send me a number, but you can't.
Oh, yes, I can on the other phone.
Okay, send me a number on my other phone, 1 through 10, or I mean on the phone. Send me
I'll send it to your messenger.
Yeah, send it to Messenger between 1 and 10, and somebody pick a number between 1 and 10, and whoever it is wins this. And I may may throw in a little something. So if anybody wants to win this, put a number in the chat, and whoever picks the number will win it. If nobody wants to win it, that's okay too. I'll just keep it.
Well, the number was the putting in. I put it in.
I know you put it in, but I don't see anybody wanting to play the number. The important part of life is what we are doing together. The protest today was amazing, and she's talking about a protest that some of the ex-Church of Scientology members are doing in front of the organization in St. Hill, UK. And they're putting on a huge event. I know that you don't know this story, but they have a huge event where their top people come. Tom Cruise flew in a helicopter and out in a helicopter, most likely because of the protest that we were supporting all day. I watched the protest, and then I watched Mike Rinder and Claire and some of the other people that did it. So the number, look, they're so cute. Pick a number between 1 and 10. Between 1 and 10. Witness. Okay, we know where your head is, and that's fine, dude.
69.
So funny. All right, you guys, pick a number between 1 and 10, please. Please pick a number. And I still don't know what the number is that Doreen picked. I have yet to look. So let's see. Do we have some numbers? Goodness, shit, sorry. That's distracting. Oh, you're fine. There we go. Okay, so we have 3, 4, and 8. 3, 4, and 8.
Well, somebody's the winner.
Somebody is the winner, right on the nose. Let me see if I can. I don't want to show all that. But the number is 8. Can you see that it's an 8? I keep floating back and forth.
Yes, I can see it.
So
They have
it
to
is
see it.
8. So again, our winner is Dawn Lambert.
Again. Oh, she's a 3-time winner.
Again, which is perfect because then I can just send you. I know. She's like my 3rd win. I haven't gotten shit yet.
3-time winner. Yes.
All right. So, Dawn, we're going to get you some goodies. That's some bullshit.
Dawn, you better just get a box out.
I know. I better get her some goodies. All right. So you're going to get that guy, whatever I did with him. I have like a little pile of giveaway goodies, you guys. So this is coming to Dawn, and then I'll send her some goodies. Up, here we go. Aftermath will help you glow. Oh, that's cute. Yeah. one comment said, hip, hip, here you go. Because he was saying, hip, hip, cheerio, Scientology's got to go, right? Like, that's how, and then he was saying, hip, hip, here we go. Aftermath will help you flow. The Aftermath Foundation is a foundation for people that are currently in Scientology that will help get them out of Scientology. And I will put that link in the description, because anytime I mention it, I'm going to put the link in the description to just make that happen. We had 140 people total in our theater today. Wow. I love it. Well, anybody have any questions? Any finish up? Doreen, you have anything you want to say? We've been here for a long time.
Other than I have to pee, but I'm waiting.
She's on it. Thank you guys so much for coming tonight. It does sound like a great turnout, and I'm glad
it was so entertaining tonight. I loved it.
Yeah, me too. I love having these conversations, and you guys are always so great and gracious. I love it. Thank you for joining us.
I'm so thankful that you all came and joined us. And
yeah, me too. And
just
Kim,
put a like, please. I said just put a like, please, and spread the love.
Spread the love, Doreen. Crack me up.
Spread the love.
All right, guys. Love you to pieces. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you guys soon. And yes.
And I wonder what other goody conversations we're gonna have to talk about next week.
I know. Yes. And
I'm already excited for next week.
Next week. And well, I may try to do some things during the day, a few days, some conversations. I know Kim would like to talk, and that would be great. We could do that. I also have Selma who would like to talk and do that. There's so many, and Joni I want to do with her too. So there's just so many things I would like to do. And but for sure, you and me, girlfriend.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, have a wonderful
evening. It's a date. Have a great night or great morning, and I hope your day is great tomorrow.
Yeah, where the hell's my thing? Yeah, have a good night. Make good.
Love you all. Love you all. Have a good night. Till next time.